Hey everyone, it's Anson from AnsonAlex.com. Today I'm going to be giving a tutorial on collaboration and sharing within Google Docs. I'm going to go to my Google Docs tab here. Google Docs features a variety of sharing options, including sharing documents within Google Docs, sharing documents as email attachments with either other Google Docs users or people who don't use Google Docs. It allows you to email collaborators on a document. So if you've already shared a document and you make some changes, you can email the collaborators of that document, letting them know what the changes you made were. And it also allows for email notifications when changes are made to a document that is shared with you. I'm going to go over all of these features in this tutorial. So to start out, I'm going to assume that the viewers of this tutorial have a basic understanding of Google Docs. If you don't, you probably want to watch my beginner tutorial and then watch this one afterward, because I'm going to talk about a few things that you need to know in that first tutorial that's not going to be in this tutorial. So to start out, I have a few documents here that I've already created. I'm just going to go into one. I'm going to go into this test2 document. There's a little bit of data in there, but we're not worried about that. We're going to look at some of the sharing features of this document. So if I look at the top right of my screen, we have this option up here to share. And there's a few options included with that drop down. I can edit the overall sharing settings. I can email the editors or viewers of this document. That's emailing the collaborators. I can email this document as an attachment. I could publish it as a web page, or I could set notification rules. So let's start at the top. If I click on sharing settings, I'm going to have a box pop up that shows me the current permissions for this document. It's going to show me every single person that has access to this document. So we can see right now the overall setting is private, so only the people listed below can access this document. Currently that's just me. Now, this overall setting is a setting that's on every single Google document, and you can change that. So let's go look at the options we have when looking at the overall permission setting of a document. It is currently set to private, which means only the people on the list can see it. Alternatively, we could change it so that anybody with the link could see it, meaning that it's not going to show up in anybody's Google documents unless I explicitly grant them access, but I could give people a link to this document and they would be able to view it. And then we could also make it public on the web, which would mean that anybody can view it. So you generally aren't going to do public on the web with most of your documents. I'm going to leave this as private for right now, so I'm going to hit cancel. Now, I could now share this with a few other people, as I'm the only person right now who has access to this document. I have another email address other than the one I'm currently using, and I'm going to share this document with my other email address. Now, you notice over here to the right of where I entered the email address, we have a drop down where we can choose whether the user has edit permissions or view permissions. The permissions are pretty self-explanatory. If you give them edit permissions, the user can actually make changes to the document, and if you give them view permissions, they can only view the document as in its current form. One of the coolest things about Google Documents is that if you give somebody edit permissions, I'm going to go ahead and do that. You can also decide whether you want to send a copy of this attachment to yourself as well. You can also see that you have the option to send email notifications, meaning that ansonafor@gmail.com, once I share this file, is going to get an email letting him know that the file has been shared with him. Probably a good idea. Other than that, it's just going to show up in his Google Docs, and he's going to have no idea that he has it there until he sees it. So I'm going to go ahead and hit share. You can see there's two people in the list. They both have the same name because they're both me, but I've shared it with another account, and that account has edit access. I'm going to go ahead. I could share this with more people if I wanted to. I'm going to go ahead and close this. Now, I have another computer next to me right now, and I'm logged into the ansonafor@gmail.com account. Since we've shared the document, I'm going to go ahead and open it up. Now, you can see down here on the right-hand corner of this screen that it says Anson-A4 has opened the spreadsheet. Now, on my other computer, I'm going to go ahead and click on the 9.75. I just clicked on it, and now you can see on this computer there's a red box surrounding that cell saying that Anson-A4 is selected on that box. I'm selected on this computer in this box. If I change something in the document on my other account, I just typed my name. When I hit enter, you can see that it now shows up on this document. I go ahead and type something else. I can type my last name, hit enter, and boom, it shows up right away on this document. So you can see that Google Docs allows for real-time collaboration. What does this mean? This means that the days of having 50 different copies of a document that's been emailed to 50 different people out there, and every single person has made their own little changes to it, and then one person has to take all of those documents and put all of those changes together, that no longer has to occur because we can all be shared with one document and we can edit it as we go. Now, we've just made changes to this document. There's probably some other people who this document is shared with, and we want to let them know what the changes we've made are. To do that, we can go ahead and go back up to this share dropdown, and I can select email editors or viewers. So this is going to email everybody who has access to this document. I can go ahead and pick a subject. Oop, changes made, and I have made the following changes to this document. And we can go ahead and we can list the changes we've made and send this out, and they're going to get an email. They're going to get this as an email, and it'll let them know what changes you've made. So that's the first sharing option of Google Docs. Now let's go ahead and look at some of the other options we have. I'm going to click back down on this drop down, and we can see we can also email this document as an attachment. If I select that, the first option that I have to choose from is what file type I would like the document to be. I can choose a Microsoft Excel file, I could choose an Open Office spreadsheet, or I could choose a PDF. So you have some options when emailing out of Google Docs. So I'm going to go ahead and choose Excel, as that is probably the most common form that people will choose. I can send this to my other account again, and then I can go ahead and I can include another message with this. So what this does is this allows you to send your documents to users that don't use Google Docs, and you can actually send it to them in a format that they're comfortable with and they can open up with their own program. So Google Docs doesn't discriminate, so to speak, about OpenOffice, Microsoft Excel. It allows for all of that. The last option that we can do in terms of collaboration with Google Documents is to set some notification rules. I'm going to go ahead and click on that option, the last option in this drop down here. You see another box pops up, and we can specify certain notifications that we would like to receive for this document. So I could say I would like to be notified when changes are made, when anything on a certain sheet within this document is changed. So maybe I don't care about changes in sheet number 1 down here, but there's a second sheet that I do care about changes in. I could specify that. Or I could even specify down to the cell. So maybe we have a specific document that has a total number of apples in the bottom, and I only want to know what the total number of apples is. I don't care how we get to that total. I can go ahead and check this checkbox and choose the cell right here. Okay, select OK, and now it's only going to notify me about this cell right over here. Pretty powerful. I could also be notified when the collaborators change, when the viewers and the editors change. If we're using forms, which we're not, I could be notified when a user submits a form, which would be pretty important. I could also be notified daily or right away, depending on your preference. Probably right away. I go ahead and hit save, and now the change listed right here is made to this document. I'm going to get an email about it. So Google Docs provides a very powerful interface for you to collaborate. That's really what Google Docs was built on, was the ability to share documents with other people, see changes that are made to those documents in real time, and just avoid data loss. So I hope this has helped you out in terms of what you can do with sharing in Google Docs, and I'll talk to you next time.